Hi students, this is Madhu Dharmapuri. Welcome back to the electrostatics lecture number 9, in which we are going to discuss about another application of Gauss law in electrostatics. We have discussed two applications in the past two lectures. That was electric field due to a point charge and electric field due to a charged spherical shell, or electric field due to a charged hollow sphere. Okay, and in this particular lecture we are going to discuss, or we are going to find out the electric field due to a uniformly charged solid sphere which is non-conducting, like a plastic material is there. It's a solid sphere which is perfectly non-conducting. It does not conduct electricity or charge. It's a non-conducting solid sphere. Okay, so how much is the electric field due to this non-conducting charged solid sphere? This is what today's lecture is. Okay, so electric field due to uniformly charged sphere, which is a solid sphere, non-conducting. As I said in the past lecture also, that solid means throughout that the material is there. There is no empty space inside the sphere. There is no empty space. There is a material inside. It's completely made of material throughout its volume. It's a solid sphere, and which is a non-conducting material. So that if you consider a solid non-conducting sphere, of radius r is given a charge q. If you give q charge to a non-conducting solid sphere, then it will be uniformly distributed through its volume V. If you consider a solid non-conducting sphere of radius capital R, whose volume is capital V, and if you give q charge to it, then that q charge will be distributed throughout its volume, as shown in this picture. If q is a positive charge, and that q positive charge would be distributed throughout its volume, as shown in this picture. There is a sphere of radius capital R with volume V, and if q charge is given and it is distributed throughout its volume, that is what uniformly charged non-conducting solid sphere. Uniformly distributed, charge is uniformly distributed. In every region of this sphere, the charge is same. That is what uniformly charged. Okay, so this is the problem given to us. Electric field due to uniformly charged sphere which is non-conducting, and that sphere is solid sphere. A solid sphere which is non-conducting of radius r is given a charge q which is uniformly distributed through its volume V. That is a question. That is, the charge is distributed throughout its volume, so that we can write the total charge as rho multiplied by V, where rho is volume charge density and V is volume of the charge sphere. That is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Is 4 by 3 pi r cube, where r is the radius of the sphere. And total charge on the sphere can be written as q equal to rho multiplied by its volume, 4 by 3 pi r cube. From here we can also write that rho equal to q by 4 by 3 pi r cube. From here we can write total charge q is on the sphere, that is rho multiplied by its volume. Volume charge density multiplied by volume of the sphere. Why we are using volume and volume charge density here? Because the charge is distributed through its volume. Why charge is distributed through its volume? Because it is a non-conducting material. Whatever the charge that is given, it is inside. Okay, so Q is this much. And with this knowledge, now we will try to calculate electric field due to this uniformly charged sphere which is non-conducting. Okay, and we will calculate electric field in three cases. Case 1 is electric field at a point outside the sphere, and case 2 is electric field on the surface, and case 3 is electric field at a point inside the sphere. We will discuss three cases. Okay, so let me take the first case, that is case 1. Electric field at outside point. That is, you can say R greater than R. This is the first case. So, whenever you are using Gauss law, you have to follow the certain steps. The first step is identification of point. So, this is the charge distribution given to you. With distribution is like this, whose radius is capital R. It's a spherical distribution, right? And our point now is here. From the center of this sphere, its distance should be smaller. So this is identification of point P at a distance of smaller from the charge distribution. And the second step is drawing a Gaussian sphere or Gaussian surface which is passing through this identified point, which is around this charge distribution. So this is Gaussian surface of radius smaller. Gaussian surface of radius smaller. Gaussian surface is spherical in shape. Spherical in shape. What is the next step? We consider one small region on this Gaussian surface whose area is ds. Okay, and identify the directions of area as well as electric field. See, electric field direction is outwards because we have considered a positive charge here. Q positive charge is distributed, and electric field is always away from the positive charge, and hence electric field direction is taken away from this, and obviously for a closed surface the area vector is always outward normal. So ds direction is this and electric field direction is this in this particular region. Okay, and we have found that E bar and ds bar are in the same direction . In the same direction, hence angle between E and ds is theta equal to 0, so that electric flux passing through, this is the next step, calculating electric flux through that small area element that we have chosen, through small area ds is d pi e equal to E dot ds is equal to E ds cos 0. E ds cos theta actually, so theta is 0, and hence we write E ds. Right? So what about the total electric flux? Total electric flux passing through Gaussian surface, the entire Gaussian surface. Pi e equal to integral d pi e, that is integral E ds, because d pi e is E ds, which can be written as E integral ds, because since E is constant at every point on Gaussian sphere or surface, both are same here. You can see if you take this point, at that particular point, if electric field is E, if you take another point here, at that particular point also electric field is same, because this point and that point both are at same distance from the charge distribution. So this is the reason everywhere on the Gaussian surface or Gaussian sphere, electric field magnitude will be same, and the direction is always away from this positive charge, like this. E is constant at every point on Gaussian sphere. That is the reason we have written E out of this integral. Okay, so this is the flux, and the next step we can write as this integral ds is, you can say, I am removing this, integral ds is area of, you can say surface area of Gaussian sphere. How much it is? That is integral ds is equal to 4 pi r square. R is radius of Gaussian sphere. Okay, so integral ds is surface area of Gaussian sphere, which is equal to 4 pi r square, and hence we get pi e as, what is pi e? Total electric flux, which is equal to E integral ds, which is equal to E into 4 pi r square. Let us take this as equation number 1. What is this equation number 1? It is the total electric flux passing through Gaussian sphere whose radius is smaller, that is E into 4 pi r square. And this we have got using the mathematical equation for the flux, which is E dot ds. But we know that from Gauss law in electrostatics, what Gauss law is saying? What Gauss law is saying that from Gauss law, total electric flux passing through Gaussian sphere pi e is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed by Gaussian sphere. So this is Gauss law. Gauss law is talking about the electric flux passing through a closed surface, which is Gaussian sphere, which must be equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the charge enclosed by the closed surface, or here it is Gaussian sphere. And how much is the charge enclosed by the Gaussian sphere? This is our Gaussian sphere, dotted lines. How much is the charge enclosed by it? This charge. How much is this charge? Q. See, the charge on this original sphere is Q, and that original sphere is inside this Gaussian sphere, which means that the charge enclosed by the Gaussian sphere is equal to the charge on the original sphere. Charge enclosed by Gaussian sphere is equal to charge on original sphere. Charge on original sphere, because charge original sphere is inside the Gaussian sphere, right? So with this we can write, pi e equal to, from here, 1 by epsilon naught times, what is the charge on the original sphere? That is Q. So this is equation number 2. So equation number 2 we have written with the help of Gauss law, the total flux passing through the Gaussian sphere. And equation number 1 is also total electric flux passing through the Gaussian sphere, but that we have written using the mathematical equation for flux. Okay, so from equation 1 and 2, from equations 1 and 2, what we can write? This is 1 and this is 2. E into this is equal to this. So that means E into 4 pi r square is equal to 1 by Q by epsilon naught. So that we can write. E into 4 pi r square is equal to Q by epsilon naught, and E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. So this is the answer that we are trying for. Okay, so this is electric field at outside point R greater than R. You can see R is greater than R. This is the reason we can also write this as E out is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. If you carefully observe this, this is exactly same as the electric field due to point charge at a distance of R from the point charge. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Okay, so this is very, very important. This formula can also be written in terms of volume charge density. We know that Q is equal to rho into 4 by 3 pi r cube, rho v, which we have discussed in the beginning of this lecture. And if you replace this here, E out equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, what is Q? rho into 4 by 3 pi r cube by r square. Right? So if you cancel them, this 4 will be cancelled with this 4 and this pi will be cancelled with this pi. We get rho r cube by 3 epsilon naught small r square. This also sometimes is used as electric field due to uniformly charged sphere non-conducting at outside point in terms of volume charge density. What I have done, just replaced this q with this rho into 4 by 3 pi r cube. And 4 pi cancelled. I have got rho r cube by 3 epsilon naught r square. Right? And here one important point to be noted is that E proportional to 1 by r square. E out is proportional to 1 by r square. Make a note of this. So we have calculated electric field due to a uniformly charged sphere at outside point. Now we will see case 2, E at a point on the surface. Okay, so make a note. Done? Okay. So now I will write electric field at E at a point on the surface. R is equal to R. It's very simple. You don't need to do any calculation here because we know that electric field outside point we know. E out is this. Okay. E surface is nothing but R is equal to R. If you replace this R with capital R, you will get that Q by R square. This is the direct answer. This small r should be replaced with capital R. So one step answer. You don't need to do anything for this. Right? So this also we can write in terms of rho by replacing R E surface equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q is rho 4 by 3 pi r cube by r square. So here you can cancel out this 4, this 4, this pi, this cube with this r square, and you will left with rho r by 3 epsilon naught will get. Or you can directly put this r as capital R. You will get rho r by 3 epsilon naught. Both are right. You can either use this formula or this formula based on the problem given to you. But mostly this has to be remembered. E surface 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. In terms of volume charge density, this. So in this case, you can take the picture as this is point P and this is small r, and Gaussian sphere is coinciding with original sphere. Gaussian sphere is coinciding with original sphere, and hence whatever the charge that is there on the Gaussian sphere will be same as the charge on the sphere, original sphere. Okay, so the small r is equal to capital R. So this is the scenario for this case. Okay, now we will discuss the most important case, that is case, this is case 2. Make a note, this is case 2. And now we will discuss the most important case, case 3, that is E at a point inside the sphere. That is very, very important for this example. Very important concept. E, this is case 3, E at an inside point r less than r. How it is going to be? If this is the point P, and this is sphere, and the Gaussian sphere is this with radius r. R less than r, and Gaussian sphere radius is r, and r is less than r, and the electric flux, you can say total electric flux passing through Gaussian sphere pi E is equal to E into 4 pi r square as usual. Calculated electric flux. Calculated electric flux. Okay, so what about total electric flux passing through Gaussian surface using Gauss law? From Gauss law, total electric flux passing through Gaussian sphere pi E is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed by the sphere. Charge enclosed by Gaussian sphere. How much is the charge enclosed by Gaussian sphere here? This is very, very important. Charge enclosed by Gaussian sphere. This is our Gaussian sphere now. Charge enclosed by Gaussian sphere let charge enclosed by Gaussian sphere is equal to Q prime. Obviously Q prime should be less than Q. See, Q is the charge on the sphere, the total charge. What is Q prime? Q prime is the charge enclosed by this Gaussian sphere, only this volume. Okay, what is the Gaussian sphere volume? You can say volume of Gaussian sphere is let me say V prime equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So in this volume, so Q is the charge in 4 by 3 pi capital R cube, whole volume. Q is the charge in whole volume, V. Q prime is the charge in V prime volume. In 4 by 3 pi capital R cube, there is charge Q. In 4 by 3 pi small r cube, charge is q prime, this one. So this is not enclosed by Gaussian sphere. This is not enclosed by Gaussian sphere. How much is the charge enclosed by Gaussian sphere? Only this part. And that I am taking as q prime. And obviously that is less than q. We will find out what is the relation between q prime and q. But let us take it is q prime. If that is q prime, and pi e will be q prime by epsilon naught. Q prime by epsilon naught, where q prime is the charge enclosed by Gaussian sphere. Okay, and we know that these two equations are same. This is calculated flux using mathematical equation. This is electric flux using Gauss law. So both should be same, and hence we can write as. So I am removing this. We can write as E into 4 pi r square is equal to q prime by epsilon naught. I can write q prime by epsilon naught. Okay, so E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q prime by r square. Q prime is less than q. We know that q is rho into 4 by 3 pi r cube. Rho into 4 by 3 pi r cube. What is q prime? Rho into 4 by 3 pi small r cube. See, this charge is in this volume and this charge is in the whole volume. Q charge is in the whole volume. Q prime is the charge in the Gaussian sphere volume, that is 4 by 3 pi small r cube, and q prime is less than q. Okay, remember this. Right? And from these formulas I can write that E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q prime I can write as this. Q prime I can write, or let me establish a relation between Q and Q prime with these two formulas. Q and Q prime. From this I can write as rho is equal to from here q by 4 by 3 pi r cube, and from here I can write q prime as q by 4 by 3 pi r cube into 4 by 3 pi r cube. This I can establish. See, we know that volume charge density is this, which is constant throughout this volume, q by 4 by 3 pi r cube. And q prime I have rho, and rho is replaced with this q by 4 by 3 pi r cube, and 4 by 3 pi r cube is as it is. Now we can cancel this 4 by 3 pi and 4 by 3 pi. And what is the relation between q prime and q? Q prime is equal to q r cube by r cube. This is the relation. Q prime equal to q r cube by r cube, and r is less than r. That is why q prime is less than q. R is less than r, and that is why q prime is less than q. Because r is less than r, q prime is less than q. And with this I can write as E equal to this. Let me take it as E in, because we are discussing E in. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is q prime? QR cube by r cube. So r square r cube. This r square is as it is. Q prime is QR cube by r cube. And what do we get? If you simplify 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, this r square will be cancelled with This r square will be cancelled with this cube, and we get q by r cube into r. This is the answer in terms of q. And this is electric field at an inside point. At an inside point. And if you observe this, E is proportional to R. E is proportional to R. In the first case, E proportional to 1 by R square. But here, inside point E proportional to R. Very important. Right? You can also write this in terms of volume charge density by replacing Q with this. By replacing Q with this. You can also write that. Shall we write? Shall we write in terms of rho? Okay. So we will write here itself. It is simple that E in is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q is rho 4 by 3 pi r cube into r. R is as it is by r cube is as it is. Right? So what do we get? This 4 pi and 4 pi gets cancelled, and r cube will get cancelled, and E in will be 1 rho r by rho r by 3 epsilon naught. 3 is left and epsilon naught is as it is. You can again find that E is proportional to R. So this is in terms of volume charge density, and this is in terms of charge. Okay, so we have discussed case 1, case 2, case 3 and derived formulas for each case. Now we will write all these 3 formulas at one place and represent those equations in graphs. Very, very important. Okay. Remember this, QR by R cube. Okay. Let me write case 1, R greater than R, E out equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Case 2, R is equal to R, E surface equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Case 3, R less than R, E in equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q R by R cube. These are the 3 formulas that we have got. And how do we represent them in one simple graph? That take x-axis R and y-axis E. Right? This is origin. And if this is R, surface of the radius of the sphere, original sphere, then up to this is an inside point, right? So E proportional to R. This is E in, E proportional to R, and once it reaches this capital R, it will become E surface equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. And once it crosses that, it will go like this. E proportional to 1 by R square. So this is how the graph represents. This is how the graph represents. So inside, up to this sphere, it is E is directly proportional to R, and once it reaches surface, it is this value, and once it crosses, it is outside point. it inversely proportional. So this is how we calculate electric field due to uniformly charged sphere, non-conducting. We have calculated in 3 cases, and this graph is very important. Okay, so hope you have understood. If you have any doubts regarding this lecture, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you very much.